The Purusha Sukta is one of the most important Shuktas in the Rig Veda. It's a long Shukta. I'll just take the first few sentences and then we'll do it later. The Purusha Sukta says, it's chanted every day, nobody thinks. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha, Sahasrakshaha, Sahasrapad, Sabhrumim Vishvato Vritva, Atyatishtita Dashangulam. Purushaya Vedam Sarvam Etabhrutam Yachabhavyam. So, what is Purusha? It says that Supreme Purusha, Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, has 1,000 heads, describing that unity or that reality which is behind all appearances, and where we are asking for the prayer, lead me from the unreal to the real. That Purusha is described as Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, that Purusha with 1,000 heads. Now 1,000 is usually used in Sanskrit as a metaphor, which means countless. So that Purusha with the countless heads, which means what? We have only one head and that is giving us, creating so much mischief. This is Purusha with 1,000 heads, so all the mischief that we see comes from there. But he is not affected by it. And that is our true identity. That's what we have to note, that we are not to be affected by that. In truth, we are the Purusha. So this 1,000-headed Purusha, this all-pervading Purusha whose head is everywhere. This head is there in the mischievous, in the good, in the bad, in the evil, everywhere. But the Purusha is there. But identified with the object, it becomes different. In reality, it's only the Purusha. So Purusha, Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Sahasrakshaha, it has been commented on by Shankara also. Sahasrakshaha, he says, it has 1,000 eyes, meaning whatever you see is he. Not even he is Purusha. Purusha, generally it's he in the Sanskrit grammar, but it's the Brahman, which we cannot say is a material object, so we can't divide actually. So that Purusha with 1,000 eyes, it also means the more you go towards that Purusha, which is our true identity inside us, the more we begin to see things in 1,000 ways, innumerable ways. You see a person as the person behaves, first you see like that. You take it for, okay, theek hai. And then you look at the person behaving in different circumstances and say, acha, ye bhi theek hai. And then you see the person as they actually are and not as they are trying to behave, acha, ye bhi theek hai. Then you ultimately see the person as a Purusha himself. ये सबसे बड़ी ठीक बात है. That is the reality. So when you say Sahasrakshaha, it means eyes are here, the eyes are here, eyes are here, and eyes are here. It means it's not a unilateral vision. It's a universal, all-surrounding vision. So the word moves closer and closer to the understanding of the Purusha. You also become 1,000 eyes. Maybe at least the 100 eyes of the Purusha, may not be 1,000, which is itself a big deal, you know. It's wide. The canvas of this world is so wide. When you see it really without prejudice, you're shocked. So it's like a revelation. What is this? How is this? You wonder very often. So, Sahasrakshaha, Sahasrapada, it has 1,000 feet. Means there is no place where it is not. You know the beautiful story of Vamana in the Bhagavad. Vamana comes to Mahabali to ask him, as a small little Brahmin boy, like a dwarf with Kamandalu in his hand, and he asked the great king Mahabali, I only come to ask you for 3 feet of earth where I can put my feet. If you just give me this 3 feet of earth, I will be satisfied. I am after all a Brahmin, I am a beggar. So please give me this 3 feet. Mahabali says, oh my God, this is looking so good, it's a great yogi, Brahmana. He's asking for 3 paces, just where he can put his 3 paces. He says, I can give you much more than that, please ask. He said, no, no, that is enough. And the guru of the Asuras, Shukracharya, is sitting close to Mahabali. And he says to Mahabali, hey, watch out, this is not an ordinary boy. What are you committing yourself? You're losing everything, which means losing diversity and finding unity. You're losing everything, watch out what he's asking for. Mahabali says, no, no, I'm large-hearted, I'm a king and I want to give. So, the little dwarf places 1 foot. The feet grows and the whole earth is covered. Mahabali looks around, even the earth is gone. Now the other foot, all the other realms are covered. Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maharloka, everything covered. Then Vamana smiles and says, now where will I put my 3rd foot? Mahabali says, put it on my head. And the story is, he puts it on his head, and with tears in his eyes and blissful, Mahabali disappears under the earth. The thing is, to understand the Purusha who can measure the entire universe with just 3 strides, one should be willing to let that Purusha put his feet on your head and push you down. How can we agree with that? We agree the problem is solved. So Sahasrapada. Need not be 1 pada is enough, but this is a metaphoric way of saying that supreme reality pervades everywhere. It has 1,000 feet. Then Sabhrumim Vishvato Ritva. It pervades this entire world, including the Bhumi, the earth. Atya Tishtita Dasangulam. And yet there are 2 interpretations for this, the yogic and the Vedantic. The Vedantic interpretation, it pervades the earth and stays 10 fingers outside the earth also. Which means it covers the earth and it protrudes outside the earth. For this 10 is merely again a metaphor, because actually in numerical mathematics, arithmetic, there is only 9. There is no other number. The 10 is 1 added with a 0, with shunya. So there is only 9. So 10 is a metaphor saying that which is beyond. So it means 10 angulas outside the earth also it pervades. Not only the earth but also outside, the protective layer of the earth through which once you enter the gravity pulls you inside is also the Purusha. Then it also means, the yogic explanation also means, having pervaded the entire universe in the human being, he lives in the heart, which is 10 angulas from the navel. Mutya Tishtita Dasangulam. He stays 10 fingers, angulas, from the navel, in the heart. So that is the good news. That is Supreme Brahman, who we are very worried about, because it seems to defy all definitions, since it pervades everywhere, since it has 1,000 heads and so on and so forth. So we say, now this is impossible to understand or grasp. That Purusha resides in our heart as the Purusha himself. And you can find that Purusha not outside the earth but only inside. When you find it here, then you find that it pervades everywhere. You can't go there, let's see. This Purusha, this Supreme Being, Purushaya Vedam Sarvam, this entire Vedas, everything is that Purusha. The Prutam Bhavyam. This entire Vedas, revealed and unrevealed, are all this Supreme Purusha, this all-pervading Purusha. So this is the liberating message. He's saying, at least for some time, think that you are free of all limitations.